G'day punters and welcome to another episode of the Wild West. We are proudly brought to you by Betfair Australia. Don't bet harder, bet smarter. Cripper, thanks for joining me again. And how's the battle this week?
Oh, it's amazing. It's, what do they say in footy terms?
What did Eddie Maguire used to say at the start of the footy show?
A week's a
long time in football.
Exactly. I think it's applicable to racing too. Well, I think you were you weren't as bad as me, but last Wednesday when we spoke, had a bit of a Barry Crocker, and since then, but it's turned around a little bit. We had a bit of luck on Saturday, and then Sunday we're watching at the pub, and not a lot went right until
it was
recapitulate.
I was having a real man, because to be honest with you, after a couple of properties, I can tend to get a little bit overconfident. So the staking might go up by 10, 20, 30% type thing, and didn't have a collect until we should mention Western Temple. Dan Cripper is the manager of Kira Yours, his first sort of black type success, so well done to you, mate.
That was a good result. So.
It was a nice result for a few of us as well, and then recapitulate the last.
God bless you, Matty Darrell. What a ride.
What a unique ride it was. I had no right to win a horse. You can probably just about follow again. But most importantly, Dan, yesterday we decided, all right, we're going to have a crack at one. So just to sort of let everyone know, our tactics for State of Origin, right? Our tactics are that we agree on a few a week. Obviously, we have a lot of varied opinions, but the ones we agree on, we feel that we have a pretty good record when we're in cahoots. So we both had count to Mozoff significantly short. The opening quote was about $19 pre-scratching, so I think it came into about 15 after. So we're in cahoots, and that should have been far shorter, and we decided to lob a unit on it, and I'll tell you what.
It was disappointing that we'd sort of gone the all or nothing approach before then, so could have easily been 1 or 2 or 3 units, but a win's a win, and look out, WA are back.
I actually reckon we're going to streak it. I reckon we'll actually win by half the straight. I'm extremely confident.
So. It'll already be run and won by the time this comes out, but we've got Jasado in the last Northern today, so fingers crossed we're going for 3 in a row. So.
Half of that's to do with neither of us are super on it, but it's both well above our marked price, and Saturday looks concerning. The fact is, there's still not an impossibility we might have a bet at Carnarvon, I reckon. Well, I might do the deep dive at Carnarvon and find one, so that's for tomorrow.
When you just mentioned off air that we could even look at Windstorm at Flemington this week, so we're not that enthused about the card when we're starting to look over east.
That's two blokes who don't do any Eastern States form whatsoever, so that Windstorm tomorrow, surely. Anyway, let's get into this card. Now, what we're going to do here, guys, we will be pretty honest, we don't really like it's a really tough card. I'm struggling to find a best bet, struggling to find any I really want to dive into. So we're going to just try and have more of a discussion today, learn as we go, and see if we can at least steer you in the right direction for a winner or two. Crip.
I like it.
Race 1, you don't mind one.
This is just a nightmare race to price because at War, trained by Trevor Andrews, has had 3 starts. On debut, was just beaten by Massimo, say no more. Then come out and then straight from paddock, came out in a ratings race, beaten 1.5 lengths by Semigel. I think, was that the Platinum Bullet race?
It could well have been.
Again, a maiden racing in a non-maiden race, was hard in the market and beaten 1.5 lengths. Then came out again, hard in the market, beaten 4 lengths by Riverbow. His most disappointing run of his career so far, but still has a figure that would probably win this race. Since trialled fairly, has been gelded, draws barrier 1. I've marked this horse $1.50, yet I haven't confidently stepped in at mid-2s. I just don't know what to do here.
There is no doubt, and I think we can agree pretty comfortably, it's best would win this race, but there is one other horse that we need to discuss, and that's Boss Snip. Now, Boss Snip's fresh run last campaign, fresh run on the 24th of Feb, was a trial, and it made, Cliffs of Comfort look second rate. So Boss Snip hasn't been able to rail, jump and roll. Horses just can be really, real difficult conveyances to catch if that's their strength, and they can run time out in front of the rail. So while Boss Snip hasn't ever got a rating or a number like Outlaw does, it might have the ability to step up and run a race like that. So, look, for me, I agree with this race. I didn't even price the race because I just didn't know. Has that all come back? The trial was inconclusive. Its best wins is comfortably, but does Boss Snip lead? Does that all get its back? What happens from there? It's not one I'm going to be playing in, but I reckon you will be.
look, it's still midday on a Thursday. There's a lot of water to go under the bridge before Saturday. At this stage, gun ahead, I reckon I probably will be playing just because, look, at the end of the day, I'm a data punter. The data's telling me that it probably has to run, if it runs 5 lengths below its best, it's still in this race. It gets the back of Bosnip, who I hope, like you said, gives a good kick. And
you got to hope that Petit Lefem doesn't cross and you end up 3 back the fence as well.
Yeah, well, that was a leader, but so I doubt he might even hold it out itself.
Winkers off and tugged in trial, so my suggestion would be that they're definitely going to try and teach it to sit, especially with the major gear change as well.
Like Geldon.
Yeah, the testes are off as well as the winkers, so.
I don't know. If I probably will be playing, but it might even just be like a half stake at that price compared to usual. So if it wins, happy days. If it loses, my head's telling me yes, but my gut's just, I don't know, I'm treating carefully. But yeah, like I said, market sub even money and we're getting well above that, so it makes sense to have something on, but I don't know.
All right, race 2. I'm staying out completely. If you couldn't tell what that was, that was me leaving and taking my off stump. I'm reminiscent of my cricket days. Race 2. This is the worst $70,000 race you will ever see. This is an absolute a gift whoever wins this race. I know you're not overly bullish on much here. I want to go too deep into it, but I really like the run of Off We Go. I was telling you before that not many Adam Durant runners go down in trip and win. I was only down 100 metres, but it won really nicely. I really liked its previous effort. Up to the mile here is such a big positive for an Adam Durant little distance runner. We'll go back to last, but if you want to find a form line through one of the horses well on the market in Under the Radar couldn't get past Perfect Harmony last start, despite having the camp on it, or basically setting them right next to it in running. While Off We Go absolutely walked past the $1.60 favourite Perfect Harmony that day. So up to the mile, $6. On a day where I haven't got many I'm too keen on, I think we can have something on Off We Go. But in saying that, we do know he's going to be dead last, so I'm not jumping out of his skin to be on.
Yeah, all I'll say is I think that last up Perfect Harmony was not ridden to its strengths. They just went way too slow, which and even on the bend he was still holding it. Off We Go just made up that crucial ground when it was easy to do so instead of get it chasing from the back. So. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that form line marries up. Yeah, like you said, I don't have an opinion in this race. I thought Surveillance was a good run last start. Super negative ride by Carberry, jumped well but went back to last on a really slow tempo and made solid ground.
Those negative rides, I'll tell you what.
Dom just shooting last week. If Jason Brown jumps on, I think, like Settler in the 1-1, I just think it might be good enough to win this, but yeah, like you said, a shocking race on a Saturday. You made a good point this morning actually with Chiclet is racing more than today. Probably
$1.40 in the first and Northern would be $1.40 in this just about. So
$70,000 race.
Yeah, the lads might have missed the trick. The old the Pierce brothers. Dan's too busy mowing his lawn perhaps. But no, look, the speed horses in this Regal Dividend and Under the Radar are both 1,300 up to a mile. So we can only speculate how those two will go up to the mile. So small Off We Go for me, but not jumping out of my skin. Race 3, Leading Girl, $1.25, $1.30 at the moment. Jay should be winning, but $1.65 for me, Crip.
Yeah, I had it $1.80. When I started doing the race, that was the only one I wanted to beat with, so that was probably the longest price I could have possibly got her. Didn't take the $1.85 at the local agency went up this morning, so I definitely won't be taking $1.30 and don't have much more to say.
Nah, if Mrs. Brown's Boy gets out to something close to $10, close to jump, I'll be having a spec, but I'll be expecting to run second. The feature race of the day is a race we would usually get pretty excited about hopping into a Farmley Stakes, especially a sprint race, a big data races, the old listed sprints, you love them, but look, Massimo looks to have a little bit of a mortgage on this event. Pims Royale is the obvious danger, but I think Massimo might just about have them covered here with the $1.70 versus the $3.50 is pretty much what I marked it.
Yes,
So,
looks like a 2-horse race. I think the prices are about right. We'll be obviously cheering for Pims with a fair bit of gusto.
Of course we will be.
The gun trainer and the gun job.
The gun job manager as well, eh? You were telling me actually just before, I probably shouldn't have made this, you were telling me just before the reason for Kira's success because he was attacking. So you actually said that too. I'm not even just throwing you under the bus.
Things that didn't happen.
You actually said that. So yeah, so we all agreed strongly with that. So.
Hopefully see an improved effort from Great Shot, but the writing was on the wall off that trial and he went terribly first up, so it might be curtains for him, but hopefully that we're proved wrong.
Hopefully so. Race 5, the youngsters, I think will stay out there unless anything you want to discuss. No. Race 6, let's have a look at the last 4. Let's see if we can come on. Here we go. Let's shift in the chairs. Let's get serious. Look, over 1,000 metres, 1,200 metres, especially in Perth. Well, I can't really say especially in Perth because I don't really do the other form. Yeah, I don't really do the other form really in-depthly, but you don't see a map this one-sided. Mia Dolce is... It's a nuisance horse. Usually it's a nuisance horse in a map because we're probably looking to back something that it's going to pester or whatnot. But Mia Dolce from barrier 4 doesn't have any pressure here. Like, you don't see a map this soft. I mean, you're talking maybe Flower of Scotland, who isn't the quickest beginner, could work to a breezer eventually. Spillanova, who could be ridden cold again, but they could go forward. I think if they do the map going forward, it's their best option. But it's just a really, really nice map. It's not impossible that Mia Dolce doesn't have anything in the breeze. If Mia Dolce wants to go at her usual tempo, like, they have to be careful not to walk him here, that she wants to run him into the ground, that's the key. But geez, I think at $8-9, this might be something we're looking for a little bit of an investment, Crip.
Yeah, I agree with you. So Mia Dolce is
a horse. Origin bet.
I think so. Well, we're not a million options, so we might be gun to head sort of stuff. But yeah, Mia Dolce is a horse that does her best work when leading or racing without cover. Last start, she was slowly away.
Line through it?
Didn't matter because We've Got Dreams would have crossed her anyway. And yeah, she just, look, to be honest, it was probably disappointing, but I'm happy to forgive that because she didn't lead. And I feel that...
I don't think it was disappointing at all. See, I think if you take a line through We've Got Dreams, they both just ran the same race, just in a line. Yeah. And Jade never got that much room on the rail.
But then you see Spillanova flying past her.
Yeah, we had to do the work early to try and catch We've Got Dreams as well. I'm really happy putting a line through horses' runs that don't run in their usual pattern. Just forget they went around. Or for example, a mile stepping up to 2,200 doesn't run out of trip beating 15 lengths. Happy to put a line through that type of run completely. So for me, this is just a line through run.
And if you do put a line through it, her form is really good. Like, it's super competitive for a race like this. Last 2 starts ago, ran second behind Cliffs of Comfort, which...
Do you know they scratched that horse because it drew wide? Isn't that...
In this race?
I presume that's why it was scratched. You'd feel a little bit dirty, I'd suggest, because you would have had the breeze. Absolutely owned the breeze, yeah. I would have been declaring it just about, right?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think Cliffs of Comfort would go around $2 something in this race. So Mia Dolce pushed that horse last start. I just feel that sometimes the market, and especially the late market, isn't that forgiving. So if you're prepared to put a line through that last run, I just reckon it's a big price, and you like, what is it, $8 at the moment? Yeah. I've marked her $5, but I feel like we might even see better on the day, and then that way you get to wait and see how the track plays as well. Like, if the rail's cold, then you don't want to be on. So
yep, exactly right. Yeah,
I'm gonna wait.
If the rail's hot and we have to take 650 late or 620 late, then we take it 620 late.
So because you mark it $4 then instead of $5. So.
Exactly right. I'm $5 as well. I mean, we've got plenty. We've both got a stack of respect from the rodeo. Yeah, just a serious racehorse, but you just don't know what back it's going to end up on. There's a few slow ones in this, and a few that will find the 1200 a little bit thin. So, look, if Mia Dolce leads with a horse like Badger Courage on its back, and then a horse Spillanova in the breeze, who's probably chasing the whole way, because Spillanova's probably looking for the 1400, there could be a couple of nice little roadblocks for us.
Yes.
Mr. Cripps. So, at this stage, Mia Dolce will be a bet for me, I'd suggest. Seeing as we've got about 60% above our current price.
Yeah, exactly. No, I marked the rodeo favourite, but far out, went up $1.80 at some places. Back just above even money at the moment. That's way...
270 rodeo, 260 I think rodeo for me.
Yeah, that's sort of low threes for me. Yeah. I was always, Spillanova's a horse you always like to follow second up, but just wish you found a race where he could lead. there's a few other chances too. It's a nice race. White Juice Her's going well, and Flower of Scotland just keeps putting in big runs.
Flower of Scotland's the third winning chance for mine.
Just jumping off the White Juice Her bandwagon.
White Juice Her can't outsprint the rodeo. If you watch their last two runs, watch their last run, they're in the same race together from the top of the straight. There's only one winner, and I can't see why that'd be any different over 1200.
Yep.
So yeah, that's why I simply can't see White Juice Her outsprinting the rodeo. So I can't have it.
Sounds like
Dolce, one state of origin bet. Mr. Dane. Probably won't even need to. We could probably declare after just started yesterday. We're that far up for the week. So, race 7 at the Glenroy Shaft handicap. Not super keen. I was super keen on one, but it hasn't got up the price I'd hoped for. And Paddy Carvey goes on for Matty Derrick. I haven't been happy with how he's handled the horse in the past, and I suspect I might be pretty unhappy again. But Lacey put a line through his last run, Crip.
We're talking about putting a line through horses. Now, this is one where you can dead set put a line through. That was it was 4 deep, no cover, and then all of a sudden 30 deep, no cover on the turn.
Excellent Dream ran off the track, pushed him just a mile wide. If you look at his numbers from his last 200, he still hit the line really nicely. And Lacevinsky's never ever going to run as quick as last two. Lacevinsky's a horse who can settle first 4, grind away, and be really hard to get past. So this map looks really suitable. Probably lands on the back of Super Territoria. If not, what I've noticed with Super Territoria, and I haven't actually discussed this with you, is I've found when they draw wide, I don't know whether the horse, they have an inclination that the horse prefers to be on the outside on the runner rather than rail. Wouldn't surprise me if he tries to take a bit of a hold with Super Territoria, and Lace Finsky can kick up in the lead this race. So interesting to see what happens early, but at worst, Lace Finsky is landing back of the speed. Expecting major improvement. Currently $8. I've marked Lace Finsky 7, so it's not literally it's not a diving type job. Tycoon Storm's the one with the upside, Crip. Map-wise, sticky.
Yeah, I think so, but in saying that, Chris Parham will probably take care of that the way he's riding. So if it's a day where they're making ground, he'd probably just sit 3 deep with cover, just forward to midfield, and he'll be super hard to beat from there. Probably needed to run first up, and then that was
been very easy in the market, first and second up.
Yeah, I guess second up, the market probably reacted to her first up.
That was a gift win.
I would not say failure, but
that was a failure.
Yeah, compared to what her best form is, it probably was. In saying that, was chased a super hot tempo on a cold Pinjo rail, so you could forgive her with any sort of luck, especially if they can get to the outside and run on. I think she's the one to beat. But backing horses that might get back in the second half of the field from wide draws without knowing the track's just not my go. So I didn't have a heap of interest. I agree with you. I marked Lace Vinsky $7.50. Not jumping at the $9, but definitely on for the quaddy.
Definitely on for the quaddy. Exactly right. Race A. This is this will be one of the more talked about races on the card. Over the 1,000 metres. We have a lack of speed in the Mia Dolce sprint. We don't have a lack of speed in this Crip. Talk me through your map early, and do you have Copper Fury, who's 20 million to 1, being a pest here?
Well, I think Condor Heroes will definitely looking to find the front. He'll get there. And I think this will test you. Is just super fast, and she'll be able to cross Copper Fury and find the breeze. Okay. So, but yeah,
Copper Fury led a listed race last campaign.
Yeah,
like Copper Fury is super quick, and if you watch Jade McNaught out the gates, I mentioned this on my podcast earlier, the 1-1 WA Racing Pod with DJ Ron. If you look at Jade out of the gates with Copper Fury last start, she took a hold and said, "Go on, you guys have the top." So to me, it didn't smell good, to me, to be honest with you, Dan. I don't think it was to me it just didn't smell good. But I suspect that CJP will be given the instructions, put the pressure on. So that could make it a G. That could make things really interesting if Mitch has to park 3 deep or looks to tuck in behind one of them. Or I really don't know. I don't know what's going to really occur here. It's
a race where I won't be betting, but I'm on a day where it's quite a dull spectacle. I'm actually really looking forward to watching this race. The one thing I will say, and I said it before, this will test his first up run, I really liked how in her trial she was able to miss the kick, take a sit and still go past them
softly.
Yeah, softly. So if she's matured between the ears, she might even, if they go so fast where Condor Heroes and Copper Fury are sort of a few lengths in front, Mitch might even be able to park her in behind and get that nice run. And
what's your market here?
Had this will test you 260, Condor Heroes 370, and the one we haven't discussed.
Condor Heroes just about a bet for you, $5 close to.
Nah, so he's like, that's just a number. Like, my gut feel is I'm not playing this race, so don't tempt me. But
Silken Eye 650, is that a lay? That's a lay, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Jeez, not triple that.
The way we're going with our lays, it might be best of the
You
day.
want your horse to be laid by us, and it's it'll find 3.
We better quickly touch on Long Beach. It's the horse that will get 2 huge wins this last 2 from bad gates, been getting back and really hitting the line, draws to maybe even get the run I was talking about with this will test you before, just sort of maybe 3 back the fence or box seat behind a really hot tempo. Obviously loses Pike, but as I said before, Chris Parham is the new Pike at the moment, so I thought that was a 3rd winning chance.
Supreme confidence. We both backed one yesterday, Bolshoi Girl, and I reckon after 100 metres, 50 metres, we were both a little disgruntled with the ride. We expected it to be ridden forward, and
I didn't have enough on it.
Off you go. No, we didn't have that much on, but and he went back and he just rode with. I just never seen Chris ride with as much confidence as he currently is. So he's definitely a man you can have some faith in. The worry with Long Beach is what horse is on that rail, because I'm guessing there'll be Condor Heroes X-horse, whether that's Sterling Estate maybe, I've got sort of maybe slipping in there. That horse stopping on Long Beach, so a lot of luck is going to be required there. But if this is Cashew and Condor go at each other,
I reckon Long Beach can hold a spot, but I'm just looking now.
Does it hold the back of Condor Heroes though?
Well, I'm not sure, but it depends if something else can get a hold.
And if it does hold the back of Condor Heroes, will be run off its legs and not have that finishing burst. There's a lot of
race,
there's a lot to dissect. Luckily, we need to get the scalpel out and just really get to the bottom of it. The lucky last of the day, over the mile. Have we tipped anything yet? Barely?
Mere dog
show. Mere dog show. Yeah.
I wouldn't say with a heap of confidence. Why have you got something for us?
Nah, look, we might try and finish off. I know I'm searching for something here. And you're of the opinion, we have had a little brief discussion about this, you're of the opinion the current $20 will be unders by the time they jump. You're expecting this to land a little bit higher?
We're talking about Sigil here.
We are talking about Sigil here, so I was going to build into that. I was going to like slightly drop the bomb. Do you want me to go?
You go, because I have an opinion.
Right. So. We got, from a speed map point of view, inflation is very likely to lead. Query, do you think they'll have any thought process? Because inflation's a query at 1,400, let alone a mile, where it's 0 from 4, never run a place. Do you think they consider, it's a pretty aggressive yard, so I'm not sure, I'd say less likely than likely, but do you think they consider taking a sit here to cuddle it up to run out a stronger mile?
Personally, I wouldn't be. And
I wouldn't be either, no.
And I don't think Mitch is one of the best front-running jockeys in WA, so I doubt he would be thinking about taking a sit, especially after race 1 yesterday. I think
Indigo Blow.
Wish he might have led that race and not let the 100 spot cross his way.
The entirety of the Twitter sphere was on that horse, weren't they? Bloody hell. So inflation probably rolls them along. Brothers Keeper, awesome as, even playing Marika, who I think they're going to start riding a bit more aggressively. They probably roll forward. The key here is inflation struggles to run out a strong mile, as I just mentioned. So if we look at it stopping and horses coming and taking one late, we go, okay, what else is in this race? This isn't a strong race. This is really a really thin race. I think the Kalgoorlie form is really underrated at times. I think some of Sigil's runs in Kalgoorlie have just been huge. Like the effort 6 days ago in the Coolgardie Sprint over the 1,300 was absolutely massive. Ran the quickest last 2 by about 2.5 lengths in that event. Took Sean O'Donnell a long time to get him balanced up. The best thing we know about Sigil is he's just so reliable. He never lets you down. So. That was sarcasm. For those that don't know Sigil, that was sarcasm. But look, I've got Kira, I've got Kira finding a 3 wide line here. I just don't think there is anything in this race, and I really do believe that Sigil, the key here is back up to the mile. Effort 4 back with Bowen over the mile on a leader bias. Cal track was huge. Mitch then got held up the entirety of the straight when he looked to be bolting over the 1760. So then went 1,400, 1,300. The key here is the mile. I reckon he's going to be the strongest on the line. We're getting $20, $5 a hole. This for me is just such an easy each way, all day bet, Crip.
It was a nice spiel.
Are you sold?
Nah, I'm not sold. I'll be cheering for it because I won't be betting in this race, and obviously Kira's riding. But Sigil, it's Sigil. That's all I'm going to say.
This will be one of my proudest moments. So
I'll be. If Sigil wins, I'll give you one of the biggest pump ups next week on the show. I marked this race $6.50 the field. Inflation.
Sigil favourite.
Inflation was been going super, but it seems to find one better. And then last start was on that.
Forget it went around last start.
Very cold rail, and they went way too slow, and it was probably the first horse beat. But if it was a 1400 metre race, it'd nearly be a bet for me. But just the mile was, like you said, is a huge concern. I'll just quickly go through my couple of my top 4 fancies to show you how little of this race I think. Big Shot Paddy's my second pick. Pretty good first up run, but has done all of his best work.
Carries 59.5, and that's all been earned in Gerald, all that weight. So
class horse in Geraldton. Let's see if we can come down to Perth.
Good first up.
Replicate that. Artie's Jules always rates well. Was pretty unlucky last start, but he's 1-2 from 27. Just doesn't seem to be able. He'll run a nice race, but
better strike rate than Sigil.
He'll run a nice race, but hard to come at him with any confidence. And speaking of hard to trust a horse, I've got Street Fair 4th, who is really just a tease, isn't he?
Yeah, look, Street Fair's a horse which I've done my absolute my bees on. It's the horse I checked it the other day. I've actually lost the most money for 2020 on. That's the horse. Oh, by the panels, like by the length of the straight. So, and I back all my own horses, which none of them can really walk. So, Street Fair, it's good enough. Its best is good enough. But Jamie North, barrier 3, gets cuddled away on a fence. Traditionally, you'd want Jade on a horse closer to the speed, I think. But look, if she rides at a treat, that can definitely sprint past him.
Yeah, it can win, but I won't be back in.
No, not at 7 or 8. Geez, no way. No, so tough old way to finish the day. But,
tough old way to finish a tough old
But
card.
doesn't that just tell you something, though? There was nothing there. Sigil's going to be the the fit horse over the mile late.
I like it. When you get 40 to 1 late, I might even have saying on it.
That would be quite entertaining, actually. All right, best bets of the day. Jeez, can we pass? What's your best?
I'm going to go with Mia Dolce. In saying that, won't be playing her in the pre-post markets. Will be a Betfair job if I bet. We'll wait and see how the track plays and see what price we get late. And like I said, if it plays leaders, happy to take slightly lower than the $8 available, and if it's a sweepers track, I won't be getting involved. Also, kills me to say this, but I'm also going to tip At War. I've got some reservations about him, but at the end of the day, I'm a data punter and he is a data moral, so I'm going to back him in to get the job done.
I love how we're using the word moral now. I can barely find one. We're starting to drop the word moral. So,
and I also expect there should be strong support for him just because of the ratings money.
Yep. I think Bosnip's going to have that Cliffs of Comfort support as well. I don't know. Again, it's a race I'm completely staying out of, but really interested to see not just what Betfair does, but how both of those two go. So it's expected to lead a leader's back time race setup anyway, wouldn't it?
You?
It's Mia Dolce or Sigil. Look, on a day like this, you've got Mia Dolce, so I'll keep it interesting. I'll go Sigil. Sigil's my best of the day, I reckon. $20 each way. I just don't like, on a day where I don't like any of these $2, $3, $4 pops, I don't want to tip one as my best of the day. Like, Sigil at that price, as you said, I'm going to say, I think we'll probably a chance of seeing some late. Then again, there'll be a street money that comes as well. I just think that's your each way play in a very poor race. Up to the mile, 3 wide line.
Well, that's the thing. You don't need a lot on it, 20 to 1, and I'd be a fool to sort of knock a horse at those odds because you're at hiding to nothing, aren't you? There's no pats on the back when you get one at those odds rolled. So, good luck to you, and I'll be cheering for Fernies and Kira.
I'm going to be half cheering because I'll carry on like a pork chop and you know that as well. I reckon it'll be difficult for you. Guys, jump onto the 1-1 WA Racing podcast now, also sponsored by Betfair Australia. Listen to BJ Ryan and myself, a deeper dive. It's available on all podcast places, etc., and Cripps Racing.
The depths of the winter is over.
Off to a flyer yesterday.
The spring has started early. I don't find many winners like Count was. I've had double figures, so I was pretty happy. Sorry about the Twitter spam and whatnot, but I've got to be excited. So, I'm not excited about Saturday, but I'm pretty excited about from the next couple of weeks all the way through to March, I guess.
This is his bread and butter time.
We've got some really good races at Kalgoorlie coming up in the next 3 weeks, and then as soon as we're done with the Cal round, we've got Ascot back. So, there's every time to get involved. I reckon it's about now.
CrippsRacing.com.
Yep, and Yeah, like we said, keep an eye out for State of Origin. We'll probably be on Mia Dolce because
I genuinely,
Matty Winstall.
we're genuinely a chance of finding one at Carnarvon. I'm a chance of finding one at Carnarvon and lobbing in. That's
and I'll be allowing you to do that.
Can I have a half-minute sigil?
Yeah, you want. No, really.
We're that far in front.
Thank you.
We'll be that far in front after just over the last today. So
as always, we didn't even talk about how the track was going to play. That probably shows.
we don't know how.
Yeah, but keep an eye on the track, adjust accordingly. Thanks for tuning in. If you've got any questions, hit us up on Twitter or reply to the link that Betfair put up. And until next week, gamble responsibly.